here's Brody Brazil.
You know, it's crazy that about a year ago, the NBA to Las Vegas seemed kind of predictable, in that the league would likely announce expansion to Las Vegas as well as Seattle, and also we thought we knew who the group would be, which would be able to pay for an expansion team and also build a brand new NBA venue in Sin City. Turns out the league has not moved forward on expansion, and the group we thought would take care of all this is kind of out of contention. Oakview Group has been shelved. We'll talk more about that in a second. Right now, it's all about the LVXP project and arena. This is now all of a sudden the frontrunner, and they're very much moving forward on a site and a project that a lot of people thought was going to be the runner-up. It wouldn't happen, and now they're the last one standing, and this might be the project moving forward based on timing alone that actually happens in Las Vegas. So it seems right now. Here's the latest. NBA and their summer league, it just wrapped up in Las Vegas. And during that league and that quick season, abbreviated season of like 11 or 12 days or so, they had a couple board of governors meetings. They met, they discussed expansion. It was right there on the table. And I don't think this is a new conversation. Look, externally, everybody expects Seattle and Las Vegas are the two, and they're right around the corner. So in terms of timing and the delay, I can't speak to that or really understand that. You would have to think that one of these days we are going to get that announcement. But in terms of the meetings, nothing resulting there. However, over time, we've seen two groups in Las Vegas competing for bids and competing to build separate arenas. We've seen it kind of dwindle, now down to just one. And like I said before, no offense to the LVXP project and group, but it's not the one necessarily that everyone else expected. Everybody thought that the Oakview Group was the frontrunner because of their track record, because of what they've been doing recently in sports arenas around the country, including renovating the Climate Pledge Arena up in Seattle. Oakview Group had planned to build this NBA arena plus a village, plus you know how it goes, the Arena District on a 25-acre site, which they acquired south of the Strip. I'll show you a photo of it in just a second. So not technically near any hotels or not necessarily in the urban area, but they wanted a little bit more space. They also wanted it close enough to tourism, but also separate from it so that people in the Las Vegas market could easily get into and out of this facility and site. But the project is now seemingly abandoned, and largely because CEO of Oakview Group, Tim Leiweke, he's in legal trouble regarding an arena build in Austin, Texas, with the University of Texas. I don't have time to get into all the details of that here in this video, but let's just say that problems out in Texas have basically wiped this off the radar for Oakview Group. And again, everybody thought that Oakview Group was largely the frontrunner. They were the ones with the resources and the commitment, and they were the ones that get things done, and that might have been true. It just turns out that this expansion for the NBA took so long, and they got into some other trouble along the way, that it doesn't seem like it's their project to build anymore. There's kind of the site off in the distance, gives you an idea of, as you're looking, north at the Strip, there's Mandalay Bay, the airport off in the distance. So this is an undeveloped parcel of land, underutilized area, and of all the different sites. And I think they were also at some point considering even ditching this for that parking lot out in the Rio Hotel, which is on the northern side and west of the Strip. They were discussing different areas, but this was the one that they really were focused on, 25 acres again south of the Strip. So that's Oakview Group, which is kind of bowing out of the conversation, which leaves LVXP and that project as the last one standing. Now, they've moved forward on selecting the global firm AECOM to design the arena. AECOM has been behind arena builds and designs all across the country. They're no stranger to this. So they've chosen somebody with an extreme track record. The arena they want to build, and I'm going to show you some video of it in a second, is the centerpiece of this 27-acre development, and it's literally a plot of land that's completely graded and flat, and it's long been demolished and cleaned off. It's right between the Sahara and Fontainebleau hotels. It's an empty parcel of land that's just sitting there. Now, there was a prior version of an idea and a project called the All Net Project to build an NBA arena on this very same site. So if you do a little research, you're going to find that this has long been considered a site for an NBA arena. This is a different group, LVXP, as opposed to the All Net conversation, which literally took place over more than a decade. And within the last year was basically shut down by the county. They said, we cannot continue this conversation with you. No more approvals. It's just not going to happen. But LVXP has their eyes on this same site. The arena would seat 18,000. The hotel that they want to build would be one of the tallest in the state. It would include about 2,600 hotel rooms. And here's the video renderings. I know sometimes photos are nice, but look at the visuals here. First off, there's nothing inside the building. It's all external shots. I can appreciate the architecture. They always make the colors on these so fantastic. But look at that design of the hotel with almost like the little slide down, which looks like one giant LED screen, and the colors surrounding the hotel rooms. And I think that hotel tower, that long skinny one, is kind of a nod to the Sahara. Maybe like a new version of the Sahara, if I'm correct. Or maybe it looks like the Plaza Hotel. I can't figure it out. But it seems like a mix of architecture here. Old Vegas with new Vegas. And that arena actually doesn't even stick out. I mean, look at it there on the bottom left of the screen. It's just kind of a flat, tilted roof. That's quite simply not really the centerpiece of this whole design. Usually the arena is the thing that stands out, and then the hotel structure surrounding it is what you put your eye on. I mean, between the palm trees and the multiple layers and levels and decks there, kind of seems like the actual arena is hard to see in all of this, but there it is on the bottom of your screen. Look, that's fantastic design and architecture, and I think this is looping now, but this video rendering was maybe from 6, 9, 10 months ago, something like that. So I don't know if there's any updates planned or if there's going to be more now that they kind of feel like the front runner, but this is the latest we have of visuals of the LVXP project. And again, here's the site. It is literally, and you want me to outline it? Here, there you go. Quite simply, that plot of land right there, just sitting there. And if I'm also looking, the monorail station right next to the Sahara is there. You're right across the street from Circus. You're kind of on the north side of the strip. You're just south of the stratosphere. So you're in a spot where it's not too bad to get in to and out of. You're not in the middle of the central part of the strip. So I do see a lot of upside for this project. In fact, right across the street, look at that huge parking lot for Circus. And I know the Rio's not far away. So there are some opportunities here. In terms of sites in Las Vegas, this is a pretty good one. This is a pretty desirable one. It makes a lot of sense. All right, here are my takeaways on this. Number one, again, the NBA, I don't know what they're waiting for. They just got their brand new TV deal. Expansion is ready. Seattle's already got the arena. Las Vegas would probably move forward on this, like in a moment's notice. They could also play, if this team had to, temporarily at T-Mobile Arena, home of the Golden Knights, and I'll get to that in just a second too. But if they wanted to announce the NBA to Las Vegas and Seattle and have them play not this upcoming season, but like next season, they could start that right now. And those two teams, from an arena standpoint, they would be ready for the 26-7 season. That's no problem. But my next question is, does it seem wasteful to have this brand new basketball arena and T-Mobile as the hockey arena right down the strip? Wouldn't you think that building, T-Mobile Arena, could get a little bit more usage out of it? You could strike a deal. It's in a pretty good spot and location. They're lucky to build it when they did. Does it seem wasteful? Does it seem necessary? Does this seem like good financial sense to build something brand new? Maybe it does if there's a development surrounding it. LVXP is, by the way, the Vegas developer who's behind this entire project. That's the name of their company. They said building this all out would take 4 years. So there's a timing issue, right? Because if the NBA is going to announce expansion, they probably want that team to exist within a year or two, not 4. So how do they work out the timing mechanism of this? Do they just start building it with the understanding that like the NBA is going to announce expansion, but then you got to hope that you get it, that your group gets the team? Anyway, the timing of this is kind of messy if it really is going to take 4 years. The project, the site, has already been greenlit on a number of different levels by Clark County with construction permits. So this is something that's not going to run into a bunch of roadblocks. And look, as far as financing, we haven't got to that part yet. Is there going to be an ask for public funding, or will this all be handled privately? We've got no idea of the costs. I say cost plural, like an expansion fee, building out this site, the hotel, the arena. I mean, you would think that an expansion fee for an NBA team right now, I mean, considering did the Lakers sell at a valuation of $10 million, or the Celtics were also high up there on the sale valuation? My point is expansion like a $5 billion thing right now? So $5 billion for that, plus another, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 billion for the site. I've got no idea of the cost of this, but what we're talking about with the NBA and Las Vegas, it's going to be costly. So I don't know if everybody is even available to make that happen, capable of making that happen. But again, as for NBA sites in Las Vegas, there used to be 3 options and it easily went down to 2. And the frontrunner we thought, Oakview Group, who would take this over, is not really moving forward on it anymore. So this right now is the frontrunner for an NBA site and team in Vegas. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Also, thumbs up while you're down there. Helps me, the video, and the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. That way I definitely get to see you back here next time.